My name is Whitney Eddy, and this will be the Gap repositioning. Over the years, Gap has had a series of highs and lows in the company. It was opened in 1959 with jeans for men being the main focus and jeans that fit and can be used regardless of lifestyle. Gap's original brand of jeans were Levi's, which were phased out in the 1990s, and Gap's own brand was introduced. In the 1990s, Gap was truly booming. They reached record highs in sales, in profit, and in shares. This was highly likely because of the cover of Vogue with Gap models and the increased popularity in the clothing. Since then, Gap has opened Old Navy, Baby Gap, and acquired Athleta, an athletic brand. In 2020, Gap announced that it would be somewhat rebranding and had a list of items to do this with, and in 2021, Gap Home was launched. Along with this, Old Navy also launched its body positivity campaign, but now, just a year and a half later, most of those items have been taken off the shelves of the stores. Gap's target audience. Today, Gap should focus on Generation Z and millennial women ages 15 to 39 who enjoy fashion, online shopping, spending weekends away from home, and using social media. They will be in the middle class with incomes between $40,000 and $150,000 and be women who are single, married, and may or may not have children. This will include women who live in suburban areas and enjoy comfortable, versatile clothing. That is because they will have access to the Gap stores and easy ways to order the Gap and receive their packages quickly. This was once the focus back in the 90s were women around the similar age, but since then Gap has grown and outgrown that, grown with and outgrown that audience. So it's time to refocus and start back in the basics, just like denim and white t-shirts. For the brand identity, Gap offers a variety of shades of denim jeans that fit regardless of style. These could be mom jeans, skinny jeans, fit and flare, any kind of jeans that will be popular among this audience and allow them to really showcase their own sense of style. Gap will keep its navy logo and be known for its high quality clothing. The relationship will be comfortable and long-lasting clothing items. It will be youthful and on trend, timeless, friendly, trend-setting, and high-quality materials. You may wonder how it's possible to be trendy and timeless, but I believe that, like back in the 90s when the preppy style was so important and classy, a lot of those pieces have stayed with us today with designers like Ralph Lauren, and that is possible for the Gap to be the next big name in this kind of fashion that is coming back today. The culture will be mainly in the United States, empowering women to be themselves through their style, although it is simplistic. The self-image will be confident, trendy, and fashionable, much like the Gap and the audience that it is reaching. So how will we reintroduce the Gap in ways that will help it be chosen by this new target audience over companies like Shein? First, we'll bridge the gap between the Gap company and its target audience. This can be done through influencer marketing. Today, we know how important it is to be on social media and that it seems like everyone between the ages of 8 and 80 are on at least one social media platform. With the rise of things like TikTok and podcasts, those within the target audience spend hours a day scrolling on their phones. So in order to see the Gap, they can see it on their favorite influencers as they show their favorite Gap jeans and outfits and provide links for their followers to shop. We know that social media has a snowball effect, and everything posted can be shared throughout the world and has potential to go viral. By sharing their favorite Gap jeans, an influencer can reach thousands of people, which could potentially result in thousands of sales for Gap. It is important for Gap to have a positive social media presence, especially today. Gap can partner with a variety of influencers with a range of sizes, so they are not accused of using itty-bitty models to showcase their outfits, and those who are interested in the Gap can truly see what the outfits would look like on their body, especially since many fashion influencers share their own statistics and sizing when showing hauls, which will result in fewer returns to Gap and more happy customers with long-lasting clothing that will last them for years to come. It is also important to note that the 90s fashion is back. In the 90s, Gap was booming. They were producing outfits that were being sold very quickly and had their largest number of income. So in order to go back to the basics, Gap can relaunch some of its popular items in the 90s, like its t-shirts and jeans. In order to do this, Gap can use marketing campaigns in ways that show Gap commercials back in the 1990s. Fast forward to Gap today, showing the same kinds of trends, but 2022 style. This will allow for Gap to truly connect to its customers, both old and young, and really bridge the gap between all of its potential target audience members with a sole focus on those younger trendsetters. Some marketing campaign ideas could be people going through their clothing from the 90s, putting on their Gap jeans, a little flashback, and then fast forward to today, still rocking the same pairs of jeans and getting compliments walking down the street. Is just one example of how the Gap can focus on its 90s fashion during this comeback and truly connect with all of its audience members. Next, it is so important to close the gap in sizing. A recent study shows that the average size of a woman in the US is a size 16, and Gap jeans only go up to a size 35. Their large through extra large clothing only goes up to an XXL. In order to truly get the most out of the brand and reach as many audience members as possible, the Gap needs to increase its sizing to truly show that anyone can live this trendy lifestyle regardless of size and connect to the most members of this audience as possible. By closing the gap in sizing, Gap will open so many doors and possibilities that it can connect with this brand of trendsetters. It can increase its influencer possibilities because many plus size influencers have gone viral and have millions of followers for showing how clothes fit or do not fit. With Gap's relaunch and rebranding, they do not need to fall into the side that gets tossed to the side because they don't fit or has anyone discouraged from shopping at Gap. Instead, they should focus on being more body positive and including more jean sizes so that everyone can wear Gap. Gap is already doing somewhat of a good job by offering petite and tall options, but they need to also increase the waist sizing of their jeans and the sizing of their t-shirts, dresses, and other clothing. By increasing this, Gap can truly get the most out of its brand and the audience can truly get the most out of their clothes. Also, by offering larger sizing, Gap can be used for years and years to come after those have outgrown their high school sizes that was once the target audience into more mature adult sizes and outfit options. By closing this gap, the Gap really will open itself to a world of possibilities. Thank you.